Every day, you walk past hundreds of things you don't notice. A billboard on your way to work, a song playing in the background of a store, a brand logo on a coffee cup, a face in a crowd. You don't think about them. You don't remember them. But your brain does. Your brain is quietly keeping score. And the things you see most often are the things you end up liking most. Not because they're good. Not because they're true. Not because you chose them. But because you've seen them before. This is called the mere exposure effect. And it is quietly shaping almost every preference you have. The music you love. The brands you trust. The people you're attracted to. The opinions you hold. You think you like these things because you've evaluated them. Because you've thought about them. Because you've made a conscious choice. You haven't. You like them because you've seen them before. And your brain mistakes familiarity for truth. Let me show you how this works. In 1968, a psychologist named Robert Zajonc ran a simple experiment. He showed people a series of random shapes, Chinese characters, and nonsense words. Some he showed once. Some he showed 5 times. Some he showed 25 times. Then he asked people which ones they liked the most. The result was startling. People consistently preferred the shapes and words they had seen more often, even though they had no idea what any of them meant, even though they had never seen them before, even though they had absolutely no reason to prefer one over another. Familiarity alone had made them feel good. This wasn't a conscious decision. It wasn't logical. It was automatic. It was subconscious. It was your brain taking a shortcut. The more often you see something, the safer it feels. The more trustworthy it seems. The more you like it. This is why advertising works. You see a Coca-Cola logo 1,000 times. You don't even notice it anymore. But when you're thirsty, you reach for the red can. Not because it's the best drink. Not because you've compared it to other drinks. Not because you've made a rational choice. But because you've seen it before. This is why political campaigns repeat the same slogans over and over again. They know that repetition creates trust. They know that the more you hear something, the more likely you are to believe it. Even if it's not true. Even if it's illogical. Even if it contradicts everything you know. This is why propaganda works. This is why advertising works. This is why fake news spreads. Not because people are stupid, but because their brains are wired to trust what they've seen before. Think about your own life. Think about the music you love. Did you love it the first time you heard it? Probably not. You probably heard it a few times before you started to like it. Maybe you even hated it at first. But you heard it again. And again. And again. Eventually, your brain started to recognize it. And recognition turned into comfort. And comfort turned into preference. And preference turned into, this is my favorite song. The same thing happens with faces. Research shows that the more you see someone's face, the more attractive they become to you. Not because they changed. Not because you changed. But because familiarity is mistaken for attraction. This is why people who spend a lot of time together often start to look more attractive to each other. This is why you find yourself drawn to people you see every day. This is why office romances are so common. It's not fate. It's exposure. The same thing happens with food. You might hate a certain food when you first try it. But if you try it again, and again, and again, you might start to like it. This is why children who are exposed to vegetables repeatedly start to accept them, not because they become better vegetables, but because familiarity becomes preference. The same thing happens with beliefs. Every time you hear an idea repeated, you start to believe it more, even if it's false. This is why lies spread so easily. This is why conspiracy theories persist. This is why you can hear the same misinformation repeated 100 times and start to think there might be something to it. Not because you're gullible, but because your brain is doing what it's designed to do. It's trusting what's familiar. Here's where it gets really unsettling. The mere exposure effect works even when you're not paying attention. Even when you don't consciously see or hear something, your brain still registers it. Researchers have shown that people prefer shapes they've been subliminally exposed to. Images flashed so quickly that they never consciously saw them. Sounds played so quietly that they never consciously heard them. And yet, they like them more. Your brain is processing everything, even when you're not looking, even when you're not listening, even when you don't know it's happening. This is why algorithms are so powerful. Every time you scroll through social media, you're being exposed to certain ideas, certain products, certain people, over and over again. And you're becoming more familiar with them, and more trusting of them, and more likely to believe them, without any rational thought, without any conscious decision, without any awareness that it's happening. You are being shaped by what you see, and you don't even know it. Think about your political views. How many of your opinions are based on evidence? And how many are based on repetition? How many times have you heard the same phrase, the same slogan, the same talking point, and started to think it was true? This is how propaganda works. This is how advertising works. This is how manipulation works. Not with force, not with coercion, but with repetition. Slowly, quietly, invisibly, until one day, you believe it, and you think you came up with it yourself. This is the power of the mere exposure effect. But here's the thing. Once you know about it, you can protect yourself. The first step is to ask yourself, why do I like this? Is it because it's genuinely good? Or is it because I've seen it before? Is it because I've thought about it? Or is it because I've been exposed to it? Is it because I chose it? Or is it because it was chosen for me? The second step is to expose yourself to things you disagree with. Deliberately, read opinions that challenge your beliefs. Listen to music you don't normally listen to. Watch content from creators you disagree with. Not because you'll change your mind, but because you'll become aware of how your brain works. You'll notice the discomfort. You'll notice the resistance. You'll notice the familiarity bias in action. And that awareness is the antidote. The third step is to slow down. When you feel a strong preference for something, stop and ask yourself, have I seen this before? Have I heard this before? How many times? If the answer is yes, pause, because your brain is not telling you it's good. It's telling you it's familiar. And familiarity is not the same as truth. The final step is to forgive yourself. This isn't your fault. Your brain is doing what it evolved to do. It's taking shortcuts. It's saving energy. It's trying to keep you alive. But in the modern world, those shortcuts are being exploited. Every day, you are being exposed to things you don't notice. And every day, you are being shaped by them. But now, you know. Now you can see the invisible force that has been shaping your preferences your whole life. And next time you find yourself liking something, ask yourself, is this good? Or have I just seen it before? Because the most important question is not whether you like it. It's whether you know why you like it. And now, you do.